Hello and welcome to another episode of A Ghost in the Magazine. I'm Steph,
I'm Mel.
I'm Sadie.
and I would like to apologize for this week's movie. It is Hellfest. Okay, listen, we were trying to come up with movies, and spoiler alert, this movie has one of the final girls. She's black, so like we'll take that. It's
I mean, yeah, but it's just like it felt very much like, yeah, she stayed alive, but is she really like a black final girl now that I've like watched the movie? I mean, technically by the rules, yeah, but
by the rules.
yeah.
I think based on what this movie ended up being,
Hmm.
I have no complaints about that. Uh, I have other complaints, mainly, okay, just like basic shit. This is a haunted house, basically a haunted house movie where things go awry and
Yeah.
an actual murderer gets in and does murders.
Well, it's like not even just like a haunted house. Think like
It's like
haunted fair with like a billion haunted houses and way too many fucking people.
it's like
Like,
Halloween Horror Nights, but
yeah, that. Mm.
arguably better. Well, so here's my thing about Halloween Horror Nights. I've gone a couple of times, right? The last time I went
Hmm.
was the year I moved to Miami. So it was like the month before I moved to Miami. So I went with my friends and we hotboxed the car. And
Hmm.
I also had emergency edibles in my pocket because I'm like, when I'm high, I'm less afraid of things because my jump reflex is worse than
Hmm.
anything else. I can think you look ridiculous, but if you pop out in my face, I'm gonna jump
Hmm.
out of my skin because my
Fair
body
enough.
does it without my brain even knowing what's happening.
Hmm.
So that being said, in a situation like Halloween Horror Nights, you're never ever fucking alone. And I think that's the biggest issue that I had in this movie. There were long stretches where there was nobody around to be like, this scare actor is first of all
Being
not
weird.
work here, but also he's being sketchy, and
Right.
you don't stalk someone through, like, okay, I know I keep saying Halloween Horror Nights, but it's the only situation I had of like this magnitude that I've ever been to that wasn't just a
Hmm.
haunted house. There are scare zones. Your
Hmm.
costume or whatever matches the scare zone that you are assigned to, and you don't leave your scare zone. So if someone is stalking you through separate scare zones, that's a problem. And it was weird to me that security was not listening out.
I think it's just because like the way they tried to explain it in the movie is they're in the more extreme. This is supposed to be extreme, like no rules, blah blah blah. And I'm like, even then, that's still weird. Like he's not following anybody else but us. Like there's so many people in this park, and then they go through these like haunted houses, and like you said, they like end up by themselves in there. And I'm like, there's no way that would happen. And I know that from experience because I worked in a haunted house for a little while, and like there's groups, like no one just leaves their group. Like, it's weird.
Yeah. This is like the fifth step, for people who can't get scared at spook
Yeah.
fest kind of things because
Yeah.
their mind has accepted that this isn't real. It's like
Hmm.
well, a little ounce of doubt, but what if it is real? Sort of thing. So I kind of like the idea of overall safety, that's been violated. Because I think a lot of people have fun that way. Like we go to amusement parks and get on rides under the
Mhm.
assumption that they're safe. We
Hmm.
go, skydiving or bungee jumping or whatever dangerous things under the assumption that it's safe. But I think there's a lot of fear in the what if, something is
Yeah.
not structured or organized or something like that. So I kind of like that element of it. But overall, it was a little bit boring. There were too many jump scares for any of the jump scares to be scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely weren't scary, but I could put myself in this situation because I like to go to haunted houses,
Hmm.
and if I am completely sober, then my brain is always like, yes, I know it's fake, like you said, but like
Yeah.
you know,
What
what
if it wasn't? What if it's that one time that it's like, I get
Yes.
that. It's just, I don't know. It's there was some. You're right. The jump scares were a lot. The kills were interesting on some fronts, but even then, a little bit like whatever. But I think the problem with me is just like every single character in this movie was fucking insufferable, and I
okay.
did not care.
We
That
really need to talk about that. We really
Yeah.
have to talk about that because it starts off weird. The girl who is the main character, like I guess,
It's right here.
yes, I don't care for her. I thought it was very strange. I thought all of it was kind of strange. Like, the black girl Brooke is supposed to be like her best friend. It's giving high school best friend, you know, best friend since forever. And then the short haired bitch who is the most annoying
I
very
was like,
annoying.
is this the gay representation that we
I
get?
thought
I
no,
hate her.
not. She's not.
Oh yeah, she's
She,
not.
oh, she's
That's right.
not,
She does have a boyfriend.
which is
Oh God.
so bizarre to me because they didn't even see, like, I didn't even realize that was supposed to be her boyfriend until they kissed each other. I was like, well, that's
Yeah, I mean they kind of
yeah,
built it that way at first, and then her boyfriend just like randomly shows up in the scene, and I'm like, wait, oh, okay.
yeah. She
All right.
cosplays like a lesbian the whole time. I was very
He
surprised.
cosplays a lesbian. Fair enough. But no, yeah, I just thought it was weird. Like she comes back. You guys are supposed to be like the bestest of friends, but
well,
you
she
haven't seen
doesn't
her
even
in
know,
forever.
like the
Mhm.
girl has a roommate. She had to have known she had a roommate. How would you not know it's this girl? And then the
Mhm.
the funny thing is she's like, oh, what's she doing here? I thought that they had like some long-standing beef, but it was clearly a one-sided beef because she's just like, oh, that girl never liked me. So she didn't actually do anything to you, like,
No, it's just
at
like they knew
all.
each other in high school or whatever, which is why she kept calling her
Grade
grade
school.
school.
But I'm like,
And it's like, how old are you that you're still being a cunt about grade school? Like, just like grow up.
but also, why does the name grade school even bother her? Or, you know, that wouldn't even bother me. I'd be like, wow, this bitch is so irrelevant. She's living in the past. I'm just here for a few days. I'm just here to see
Right.
my man's, you
It's
know.
just also when she's like, I'm sorry I haven't been around. I've just been going through stuff. It's like, you don't talk to your best friend about whatever the fuck is going on that's kept you, like, why have you not talked to her in like
They're
weeks or seen her
not.
or
She's
whatever?
growing apart. She's literally only there for dick. She's literally only there
Fair
for
enough.
I feel.
Hmm. I just feel like the
So
friendship felt very like forced and superficial.
it definitely
Yeah.
felt like it was falling apart.
The
Hmm.
way she kept saying, I just been studying. It was like she like went off to have a baby in secret or something. Like she
Right? Like, I've just been so busy
studied
with
before.
school and just studying. It's just been that. I'm like, girl, what happened? Like, where have you been?
No, I was studying. Okay. That's like the third time you said studying in a way that makes me
Like
think you don't
studying not at school on break or something. Like, what is she even going to school for? Did they say?
No,
they
they
do.
didn't. But also, this is Halloween. How is she getting a break to come home from school? It's just
Right, you didn't have spring break or winter break, but you're here for Halloween. That makes sense.
I don't know. It was
I don't know. And then the guy, whatever his name is, that she like has
Gavin.
a
Oh,
crush on.
yeah, the guy that she has a crush on. I think his name is Gavin.
Was L's type of guy.
Don't talk about my best friend like that.
He
We've been
is
talking.
so lame though. And it's like
It
at
was
first
all very
at
cringy.
first it was endearing, and then after a while, I'm just like, God,
It's
all
like they've
right.
never,
Yeah.
like, neither of them has ever spoken to someone of the opposite sex before. Like,
Right.
you're not babies.
Just like do
And like,
something
it's
about
very
it. You clearly
disgusting.
like each other, and like she hasn't talked to you in months, and you thought enough to buy this girl an expensive ass ticket to this festival that she probably might not have even showed up for. Like, what the hell is that?
And everyone was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're here." Obviously, you're a flaky bitch. Obviously, it's a
Right. It's like, I don't know why everybody keeps saying that. And it's like, it's probably because you keep not showing up to shit.
right. That's why you don't even know that your best friend has like a whole other best friend. Like, you have no idea.
It's not a replacement. We're just friends. I'm like, we're grown. What the fuck does that mean? Like,
And even the short hair girl was very nonchalant about it, and she was like, "Oh, sorry about the screaming bitch in the background. That's my best friend's other best friend." Like,
yeah. Sorry about that. I don't
She
know.
was
I think it's interesting how they open, like, yeah, it's just the all the dynamics of these people. Like, they all clearly know
they're
each other.
terrible.
all feels like they don't know each other at all.
Right. Like they were just loosely hung out. Maybe they were the leftovers of other friend groups and just
Mhm.
happened to fall together, which that happens. I happened to be in one of those groups in high school, but I also switched high schools in the middle of 10th grade. It's very hard to
Yeah,
do.
but like when you just kind of fall together, you're either a solid friend group or you're whatever the fuck this is, where we're just in proximity because we know each other. Like
It was giving.
that, yeah, that's what it was giving. And then like how they open the movie is that lady getting murdered in the orange grove, and like you're telling
Yeah.
me no one would notice a real human body just hanging
Right.
there?
There,
Like,
there's a very clear difference between actual dead person and a prop that a prop team threw
like a
together.
prop like is light. You're gonna be able to move it around. Like a human body, that's like solid mass. Like,
I guess not. But I
you
mean,
know, the whole premise for this movie just kind of blew me because then they also don't explain. Like, I mean, obviously it's a slasher. They don't need to explain a whole lot. But what is
but
this
they,
guy's motivation in the first fucking place?
but so I have two main issues with this movie besides this annoying short-haired girl. Um, my first qualm is that like the murders of the people prior to this group were more involved. There was more to it. And then when you get to
Right.
people, he literally killed two people at the same time. So I'm just like, okay, like
Yeah.
so
The
are we
girl like that
okay about
was
that?
running and hiding and they thought she was part of the hunt or whatever. Like,
Yeah, and this girl just stayed to watch her
get
be.
stabbed to death? Yeah. And for
100%.
a moment, it looked like she enjoyed it. I was like, is this supposed to be like this girl's serial killer awakening, or is she supposed to be scared? Because I can't tell what's going on.
I think it's just the whole thing where, they're so convinced that it's all a show that they're ignoring their
Obvious.
instincts, and their senses, obviously. I mean, blood has a smell, but
Uh, just
Yeah.
saying. Like, I don't know, my sense of self-preservation even in a controlled environment like this is still very high, and I
Mhm.
am screaming and shoving my way through every house even
Mhm.
though it's fake. I love what you've done with the place, but I am trying to get through.
Right. Like, this is beautiful. Let me out. I don't want to be here all day. Like,
Stunning
it's
aesthetics, great blade work, please let me out.
right. I don't know. It's just, and then he's like killing these people with props from the haunted houses that aren't supposed to be able to do that, you know? Like,
Yeah. And my thing is, it's dark, right?
mhm.
And she's able to spot this man all the time. She's like, that's the guy. You hear the way
That's the
he's
same guy.
breathing? That's the fucking guy. You see his fucked up shoe? That's the guy. And I
Hmm.
was like,
Right. Like, did you bring him with you? Like, how do you know he's around? It's dark there, and then like, yeah, you're right. It is dark a lot, and then they're going through all these dark places, and then that girl's crush goes to like try to win her a toy because he sucks at ring toss or whatever the hell. I don't know.
oh, he was failing so horribly, but I'm like, she saw those weak throws and she still likes you. Take the L and go. Just kiss
Right.
me kind of
Just
stuff.
leave it.
why go back? I'm like, if I were her, I would have been pissed. I'm like, this guy is choosing to try and go back for his own ego to try to finally get a decent toss instead of like spending time with me. I would have been
Right.
pissed. I that guy to get got,
I
honestly.
was annoyed by that too, because I was like, clearly they've been waiting to go to this part, and like you're just so obsessed with
Oh,
this toy. Like, why can't you get it on the way back out? Why do you need to do it
because
right now?
him ego was hurt. He's I'm not a
I
bad thrower. That's why you got
know, but then he got malleted to death. So
Yeah,
you.
that
his
was
was
pretty gnarly. I'm not gonna lie. That's not what I was expecting for the kills.
Well, no, me either. But he was really good at getting smashed in the face. So
Yeah, that is true. That's so true. I don't know. It's just like I remember so many parts of this movie, but also not a lot because it's just like so boring that I zoned out a lot until something was happening. Like syringe eye, that was gross, but that's been done. I don't care. It's just like, yeah, we have a black final girl, but we only have that because this bitch was still with her or whatever, and is like the
yeah,
savior of the whole
She was still
situation.
cliche. Also, I mean, she was still
Yeah.
really defensive, overprotective. Still
Mhm.
very. stereotypical black friend.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's like, "Oh,
Right.
I'll handle it for," and I can't say anything because literally me. Oh, that guy's fucking
Mm-hmm.
bothering you. I'm gonna handle it. Like I have like little Chihuahua syndrome. Like don't talk
Right.
or don't do that to my tall best friend. I'll murder you.
Mm-hmm.
But
I get that. It's just, yeah, I don't know. And then how does this guy, like, has he been to the fair before that he knows where all of these like backroom places are to like pop in on these people? Or
I think that's the implication at the end of the movie because you see his little treasure chest of,
all the mass.
previous kills and masks. So you assume, or I did at least, that his previous killings happen at some other Halloween event. So probably this one, Hellfest.
I just
right.
like that's great and everything, but
Someone would see you slipping into places that you're not supposed to be. Like, you know,
apparently not. Apparently not at all.
I
Because
Mm.
guess. Like, I don't know. I just feel like maybe the security protocol of Hellfest needs to be reinvestigated because, like, what the actual fuck? Because, like, at the end, when the cops are like, well, we can't find him. Sorry. Like, I don't know. What do you want me to do
I
about
mean, this
it?
is the perfect situation for something like that. Also, there's a reason why you're not allowed to wear costumes to Halloween Horror Nights or to Disney during their Halloween
Hmm.
thing because it's too hard to differentiate between who's a scare actor and who isn't. You
Right.
know,
That is true. Yeah.
I
But it's
think
just,
it's a perfect storm. I do think that it's like a really great setting. I just think that this group was horrible. They're just terrible
mhm,
people that I wouldn't want to hang out. And if I had been in this group, I would have fucking ditched them so quick. I don't care
mhm.
about Gavin. I don't care about this budding romance that they have going on.
That they kept sexually harassing these two about, like, the entire time.
Friends. They're really bad
They
fucking friends.
are. They're
I mean,
horrible.
what did they want them to do? Like, do it right there? They
Oh, yes.
Right. They wanted
they
to
The
watch
short
them
haired
go.
girl, she very much, I feel like, wanted that. Like, she wanted everyone to know that she was like a freak, and it just it didn't go over well. Like, you're
No, it came
embarrassing.
off really creepy because it's like, your friend likes this guy, she's shy, he's shy. Why are you like saying
That's
this
not her fucking
shit?
friend. She's
Well,
like,
no, but like the whole group is like participating in it. And like at a certain point, it's just gross. Like, you
a
know,
bad friend.
I'm not gonna take my top off in front of all of you and let him like lick my titties. Like, it's just, this is personal,
That's literally
you know?
what she was. That's what she was asking. Take your clothes
Yeah.
off. That's
Hmm.
the way the state's gonna go. She just awful. I don't.
Weird, and especially when they haven't seen each other in a while, and it's clearly like an old crush. Like you think that they're immediately just gonna start boning like the second they see each other. That doesn't make any sense. And like then you're just pushing it. At a certain point, I'm obstinate as fuck, so you're gonna keep doing that. And then like I don't like them anymore. Like fuck all of you. This is
That's
weird.
all I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
okay,
Right.
you guys, this could have been something, but because you guys won't shut the fuck up about it, it's nothing. Okay, bye.
Right. It's nothing
Good to
now. I'm
see
going home.
Yeah.
Like,
Someone wrote this who has like never met an actual teenager or an actual like young person, young adult.
right. And they're like, this is how they all talk to each other. I'm like,
no,
I have like
no,
maybe one friend who could talk to me like that. The rest would get socked to the face because, like, what the
right.
fuck?
Try
Like,
again, grandpa.
right. But it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't hate I mean, I did kind of hate this movie. This was not a good movie, but
I
it
didn't
had its
really hate it.
moments.
I hated the people, and
Oh
I
yeah, the people. I think the set, yeah, like you said, like the setup
The
is cool. I think it could have been done a lot better. I
yes,
just the characters lost me. The killer lost me. He wasn't really that creepy. And then you get to like the end where the black girl and like this girl survive, and that's fine. But like he goes home and he just has a dot. Like, what does the daughter have to do with any of this?
but also, I definitely don't want to gloss over this. Brooke and I don't remember main girl's name at all, and
Mhm.
she's just not very memorable. I didn't really like the switch up in behavior because I was just talking about being the Chihuahua friend,
Mhm.
and that's what she was. But then all of a sudden, and in the end, she breaks down, can't do anything for herself, can't make any decisions, and this girl's having to coach her and like grab her face and like it's gonna be okay. This is what we're gonna do. I can't. I have a really hard time believing because if
She
I
faced him down for the
have
pictures
that
earlier.
there's no way at the end of this I'm gonna like lose my marbles. I'm
And
gonna be like, all right, you said these things are triggering. All right, we need to come up with a plan right now. I'm not gonna melt down when my fucking life is on the line. You know,
yeah, I hated that part of it. It's like all of a sudden the mousy girl is the one that saves the day because her friend
yeah,
took
get
an
off me just because you're
axe blow to the
tall.
leg.
She was like ready to die for her earlier. Now she like don't want to live for herself. I don't know.
Right.
Seriously.
And it's just like, yeah, the security guard is like, well, maybe it's just your friends. And I'm like, do your job. I don't know. I'm telling you, there's a fucking weirdo running around here. And I realize that maybe it's a little difficult to distinguish between everyone because there's too many. What is the code for how many people are in this fucking field right now? But
And
like
a
at the
bunch of
same
people
time,
had that same mask on. So I
yeah,
it's a pretty scary situation. And I think
yeah,
that maybe if other things had been done differently, it really would have been okay with me that there was no explanation about this guy. But because everything else kind of devolved, now it pisses me off extra. What is the point? What
right.
does
Why
he
does he do this? Is there a
is it
reason?
just
How
because
long has he been doing this?
he targets
Like,
people who tell him he's not scary? That sounds like you have a tiny pee in Napoleon complex.
right.
That's why
And how's that
honestly,
ever?
I kind of liked that we didn't know anything about him because, isn't that like a case with like most serial killers? They're just like some average white guy with kids, like I,
They'll
Terrifying.
just do it, and then when you ask them why, they're like, I don't know, I felt like it. Like,
yeah,
you know.
and like typically like in, American cinema and TV is in particular, we, glorify serial killers, romanticize serial killers even. So I
Mhm.
didn't hate that he didn't get some like backstory where we know why, his mother neglected him or whatever it is,
I'm
small
just gonna
TV.
assume.
So
Because why
I'm
did
gonna
he
assume it's
become
small
so
PP.
obsessed? I don't know why he became so
She,
obsessed with her.
because she did tell him that he wasn't scary. I'm not even fucking
Oh,
scared of you, bro. And he said, "Bet you're next, whore."
okay. Well, I mean, like, there's like a million people in that park. I feel
Right,
like
but nobody said anything to him. I'm guaranteeing you, like that's literally the only thing that separates
that's a
her
trigger.
and everyone else. He is obviously needs to feel scary.
Okay, well, either way, he wasn't, and Jesus
Right.
Christ.
I'm not scared of you either, bitch.
I
Are we in hell
am
together?
scared of being stuck in a room with these people, though. I can't do it.
I would rather pluck my eyeballs out than
Yeah.
in a room with these people.
I was pretty excited for the guillotine scene. I was like, sweet silence out of her.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
like,
that's
please get rid of
cool.
this bitch. I
But
can't take
then,
it.
I mean, that was very anticlimactic. It literally just like hit her really hard and she still got out of it and I was like, okay. So then he like yeah, literally stabbed her, stabbed Brooke's boyfriend, and I was really disappointed because I'm like,
I was just wondering what led him to believe that that was a fully functioning guillotine. Like,
I don't know.
there's a haunt. Nobody fucking has that.
Oh,
Like,
no. And I literally was like, why is she yelling like that? Because even if that is the guy, and it clearly is because of his raggedy shoes,
mhm, this
how do
isn't
you
gonna work.
swap out a guillotine blade when there's people everywhere? Tony Todd is right there watching you. How? How? And he didn't.
No, because
Uh,
it's not real. That's what I'm saying when he's like picking up these props to like murder people with. Like the mallet that he killed the guy with at the front with for that, like, those machines. That's not real wood. It's usually something completely different. But like, I'm just so
did something.
confused.
Surely
I
did.
so many people with that snow cone ice pick knife. Like, come on.
Oh,
Right.
Like you could finish them off with basically anything that's longer
Even
than a
in
snow cone
leaves, like
knife.
not once did anyone try to fight him. Like he's just standing there, kick him in the junk and go. Like he's
right.
being
I'm
weak.
gonna try to kick, scratch something. I'm
Anything.
doing something. Where's
All just like standing there, like, why are you still here? Hello, hello,
um,
like get away from me. I'm throwing punches, haymakers. I don't give a shit. Like you have a knife, and I've got the will to defeat you. So we're gonna figure it out.
I have audacity. That's
Yeah,
what gets me through most things.
like the
Nobody
reason
tried hard.
through yeah. I don't know. The reason he gets through the metal detectors is because he has steel toe boots, but like you're still not gonna check his pockets a little more thoroughly because what the fuck? He got in with a knife.
I can't take it.
No, this whole movie, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I watched the whole thing just to see if the ending would make anything make sense, and it didn't.
I was
So,
trying to watch it all last night. I watched it in two parts because I was falling asleep last night and I was trying so hard to make it, and I was like, I just can't.
nah.
It's just
I
not
just
really.
sat here and watched this while I played games on my Switch at the same time because I was just like, I'm not tuned in to these people. I don't care. I hope they all die. Unfortunately, they didn't, but like most of them did. So,
That's how it felt. It felt like a reward and a punishment. It's like, you want a final black girl? Fine. You're gonna wish she was dead
That's
though.
a cost.
but yeah, you're gonna wish she
This
was
is
dead.
the cost. That's disrespectful, and I demand a redo.
Yeah, I do. I really do. Like, I feel like this concept, if someone were to take this movie and just fix it, then maybe I wouldn't hate it. But like, as it stands,
I don't hate it. I really don't. It's just that I don't really care
I feel
because
like, yeah, I say hate a lot, but I don't mean it in a strong way. I just meant
And,
like it wasn't like one of those movies where I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. It was more like, okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
And Hell House already exists.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Or like
We
So,
Haunted Asylum, like that's good too, but like,
and that one first person POV too, like Hell House or like found footage POV.
yeah, it's fun fitted.
It's
And like
better than
I enjoy like it has a lot of the elements like in theory about the
mhm,
things that you like about Hell House, but like
right.
doesn't
The execution doesn't quite hit it.
shall we rate it?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it like a 2.5.
it's a two for me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving it a two. Two chuds at the
Mhm.
end of
Yeah, I'm only giving it a 2.5 because I did like some of the kills. They were kind of funny. They made me laugh a little bit, but that's it.
it.
That's all. That's all. That's all I can say.
That's gonna be a wrap. I don't
Yeah.
have anything else to say about Hellfest.
Yeah,
No.
pretty flat. It was a flat one. Flat
Yeah,
two.
and
Watch it at your own risk, I guess.
yeah, like it. It's not. I don't hate it, but yeah, your chuds. Yeah, in the meantime, you can find this podcast on the interwebs at ghostinthemagazine.site, and you can find me on Twitter at wishxpudding.
You can find me at Hedda_Mel.
By me, it's ADB.
Okay, bye.